Have you ever wondered where the Moreton fig tree comes from? Originating from the east coast of Australia, the Moreton fig, or scientifically known as Ficus macrophylla, has spread its roots far and wide. This isn't just any ordinary tree, folks. Its unique adaptability has allowed it to thrive in various climates, reaching as far as Sydney and beyond. But there's a question that might be sprouting in your minds. This majestic tree has certainly made itself at home around the globe, but why so many in Sydney? One might wonder why there are so many Moreton fig trees in Sydney. Well, the answer lies in their remarkable adaptability to the city's unique climate and soil conditions. These trees are Australian natives and have evolved to thrive in the country's diverse landscapes, including the coastal metropolis of Sydney. What makes the Moreton fig tree stand out from other species is its large, shady canopy that provides a cool shelter during the hot Australian summers. This feature, coupled with the tree's aesthetic appeal, has made it a popular choice for public parks and gardens throughout the city. The Moreton fig tree's wide-spreading branches and lush, dark green leaves create a picturesque scene that adds to Sydney's natural beauty. These trees also play a significant role in the city's ecosystem by providing food and shelter for local wildlife, further increasing their prevalence in the area. Now that we've uncovered why these trees are so common in Sydney, it begs the question, can we eat the figs they produce? So the question on everyone's mind, is it okay to eat the figs from a Moreton fig tree? Well, the answer to that is a bit complex. You see, the Moreton fig tree, or Ficus macrophylla as it's known scientifically, does indeed produce figs. However, these figs are not the same as the juicy, sweet figs you might find in your local grocery store. The figs from the Moreton fig tree are quite different. Firstly, the taste is vastly different from what you'd expect. Instead of the sweet, honey-like flavor of a common fig, Moreton figs have a rather bland, somewhat bitter taste. Now let's talk about texture. Moreton figs are a little tougher and fibrous compared to the soft and succulent texture of edible figs. This difference in texture further contributes to their lack of appeal as a food source. But if you're wondering whether these figs are poisonous or harmful, rest assured they're not. They're simply not very tasty. And that's why you won't typically find people munching on them. In fact, these figs are more commonly enjoyed by birds and other wildlife, serving as a vital food source for them. So, while they might not make for a delicious snack for us humans, they play an important role in our ecosystem. So, while you might be tempted by the abundance of Moreton fig trees in Sydney, it's best to enjoy their beauty from afar and leave the fig eating to the birds. Let's take a moment to summarize what we've learned about the Moreton fig tree. Originating from Moreton Bay in Queensland, this impressive tree has become a common sight in Sydney due to its adaptability. Its figs, while tempting, are best left to the birds. The Moreton fig tree not only decorates the landscape of Sydney, but it also plays a vital role in the local ecosystem. Next time you pass by a Moreton fig tree, you'll know a bit more about its story and why it's best to leave the fig eating to our feathered friends. You might be wondering, can we grow Moreton fig trees in Korea? As we've learned, Moreton fig trees are quite adaptable and can thrive in various climates. Given this, one could argue that Korea's climate, particularly in the southern regions, could potentially provide a suitable environment for these impressive trees. However, before you rush out to plant your own Moreton fig tree, it's important to consider a few factors. Firstly, local regulations may have specific rules about introducing non-native species. These rules are in place to protect the local ecosystem from potential harm caused by foreign plants. Secondly, the impact on the local ecosystem should be considered. While Moreton fig trees may seem like a great addition, they could potentially disrupt the balance of local flora and fauna. So while it's technically possible to grow a Moreton fig tree in Korea, it's always best to consult with local horticulture experts first. They can provide guidance on whether this is a good idea and how to do it responsibly. Remember, our actions today can have long-lasting impacts on our environment, so let's make sure they're positive ones.